So this is pretty early on Tuesday, and that means coffee time. It also means it's time for me to show you some of the cool stuff that I sold this past week on eBay, stuff that you can be on the lookout for yourself. I'm gonna finish this. Hope you guys enjoy it. Check it out. King Cobra is a pretty good name to be on the lookout for when it comes to golf stuff. I think they've actually changed their name to just Cobra now. They took off the King. Not really sure why, but that's what I've seen lately. But either way, the modern stuff tends to sell for really good money. This is actually an older set of Lady Cobra irons. A lady set of irons. Paid $8 for this set, and it sold for $70 in a couple of weeks on eBay. This set actually needs new grips. These are deteriorated and flaking off. And when you find clubs like this, if it's a decent set, that really doesn't affect the value a whole lot. So here's a good tool brand to be on the lookout for, and not a lot of people talk about it. It's Greenlee, and I think mainly they make stuff for electricians or for you to do electrical work. But either way, I paid $6 for this mini magnet laser level, and it sold for $80 on eBay after less than a week. Kind of an interesting sale here. This is a Laserlight Popper Time laser training target. It's a 2-pack of what looks to be 10 cans. But when you hit them with a laser, they react and vibrate and flash lights and different things. What that allows you to do is actually take target practice from your living room if you want to. You can put a laser on your gun, and you can dry fire it, and if you hit the can, it reacts. Kind of neat. Paid $6 for it, and it sold for $92.50 on eBay after about a week. So I bought a vintage military extreme weather parka from a thrift store, paid $10 for it, and it had this liner on the inside, but I decided to take the liner out and sell it separately. It didn't seem to quite fit on the inside with the jacket. I don't know, maybe it was the wrong one for that particular jacket. But either way, I decided to sell them separately, paid $10 for everything, sold the jacket for $79.50, and then this liner, just a liner, sold for $115. Definitely be on the lookout for vintage military stuff, and typically they're pretty easy to look up. There's like numbers on the inside of the tags that you can put into eBay, find out exactly what it is and what it sells for. One of my favorite parts about this job is learning new things. Like this week I learned that Google actually makes driverless cars. And I didn't know that until I found this little guy at the Salvation Army. They wanted $2 for it. I saw it said Google on the car, so I decided to pick it up. I just thought it was cool. When I brought it home and Google lensed it, it told me that it was a Google driverless car. The project was called Waymo. And I couldn't find another model like this anywhere. Even recruited a buddy of mine. He scoured the internet, couldn't find anything. So I listed it on eBay really high just to see what would happen. Listed it for $299. After a couple of days, I actually got an offer for $115. Decided to take it. I couldn't turn down $2 into $115. Maybe I could have got more, who knows, but I'm pretty happy with that. I've actually sold these things before, so when I saw 3 of them at a thrift store, I kind of got excited. This is a Sony Color print pack. It's print paper and ink ribbon for a special Sony printer. And honestly, if you find that printer, it's not worth much, maybe 20 or 30 bucks. But these print packs, they sell like crazy. I actually bought 3 of these, paid $2 a piece. Their first one sold for $59.99, and then I got an offer on the remaining 2 for $100. So $6 and $159.99. Decided to take that offer. Pretty good flip. I've got to admit, I love selling yarn. When I find it new and unused, I'll typically pick it up because I can get it pretty cheap. Like I've got $3 into the 6-pack of Amera yarn, and it sold for $36 on eBay in like 2 weeks. So I paid $6 for this Aprilaire manual humidifier control. Noticed it was new in the package and decided to look up comps. Looks like they were selling for around $28, but they were selling really quick. Not a huge profit, but a quick flip. I actually picked up 5 of them, and they've all sold within a week. I've actually got 2 going out to 1 customer today. You guys have heard me talk about FootJoy before. They're a great golf apparel brand to be on the lookout for. And I actually sold some FootJoy golf shoes. These are FootJoy Pro SL golf shoes. And I actually sold 2 pair. They're absolutely identical except for their different colors. Same size, same person, probably donated them at Goodwill. My stepdad actually picked these up for me when he was at Goodwill. Paid $5.99 a piece, I believe. This pair sold for 40 bucks, and this pair sold for $34.50. Decided to take an offer on them. Anytime I find a product that's new and sealed like this, I always look it up. And really all you have to do is scan the barcode on the back with the eBay app and it'll pop right up. This is an M1 tactical light mount. It's basically a mount that goes on a gun so you can put a light on it. And they wanted $6 for it, and when I scanned it, it looked like it was selling for around 28 or 29 shipped. So that's not a huge profit, but the sell-through rate was really good. I knew it would sell quick, and that's a quick 10 or 12 bucks. So I paid the $6, and a couple of days later, it sold for 28. Sold some vintage Legos. This is the vintage Legoland Surface Explorer from 1982. My wife actually found a big box full of these old sets at a yard sale. Ended up paying, I think, $20 for the whole box. There were 5 sets at $4 a set. And this guy just sold for $38. I have had it a while though. I kept reducing the price till finally it sold. So I sold some tennis shoes, and literally they are for tennis, or I guess pickleball. They could be used for pickleball too because it's the same court. Also, leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think about pickleball. It's kind of taken over the nation, and honestly, I'm obsessed too. I play 3 times a week. But either way, paid $5.99 for these from the Salvation Army. They're Head Men's Sprint Pro court shoes, and they sold for $36 on eBay in a couple of weeks. If you've seen more than one of my videos, you've probably seen me pick up a soccer jersey before, and I pick up every one that I see that's a name brand like New Balance, Adidas, Nike, something like that. This is a New Balance Bilbao, I think is how you pronounce it, soccer jersey. Not real sure, but I paid $4.75 for it from Goodwill, and it sold for $32. These things always sell really well for me. When I first started reselling, this brand was absolutely awesome. You could pick up a used shirt and sell it for 70 bucks on eBay in a couple of hours. The market's definitely calmed down though. This is Robert Gramp, and I don't pick up as much of his stuff as I used to. Paid $4.75 for this one just because it had kind of a wild pattern, and it sold for $35 on eBay after about a week. So I found this backpack in the abandoned storage unit that I bought. You can see it's from Operation Iraqi Freedom. It's actually got the soldier's name embroidered on the other side. It is dirty and stained, but I figured somebody would want it as kind of like a collectible or a memento maybe. But either way, it sold for 25 bucks, and based on the buyer's username, it's going to a fellow serviceman or a collector, so I'm pretty happy with that. Here's a brand I don't find very often, but when I do, it typically sells pretty quick. This is Figs, and they make scrubs. This is actually a sleeveless scrub top. Paid $3.75 for it from Goodwill, and it sold for $24.50 in a couple of weeks. The vintage hat market is definitely not what it used to be. Things don't sell for as much, and they take longer to sell. Like this is a vintage K&N air filters hat. It sold for $14, and I've probably had it for 2 years. This is a vintage Denton's Auto Parts hat. I've had it for probably 2 years as well, and it sold for $15. Both of them I took an offer on. I've only got $1 into each one. It's pretty rare for me to find any kind of video game at our local Goodwill. I think they send all of them up to shopgoodwill.com. But I actually came across this Sega Genesis game at a local Goodwill. Paid $6 for it, kind of paid up for it, but it sold for $30 in a couple of months. This is Tiny Toon Adventures Buster's Hidden Treasure. It's actually complete with a manual and everything, so pretty good find. If you don't already know, here's another brand to be on the lookout for. These are Hoka's, and they're women's Bondi 6, all black. Paid $6.50 for them from Goodwill. They're in really good condition, just a little bit of wear on the bottom, and they sold after about 3 weeks for $64.50. So I sold a Casio G-Shock watch, and honestly, I picked it up from one of those Amazon bin stores, so I paid $6 for it, but it was new and in the package. The packaging's a little worn, but the watch itself had never been taken off the little stand. Paid $6 for it, and it sold for $45 on eBay.